Hello everybody on YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis XL. Alright, back at you with Check This Out. The show we take a look whatever deck we want to take a look at. We got control deck, rogue deck, casual deck, or meta deck. And we have ourselves a good old time today, everybody. We dual-wielding up in this club. It's time for us to take a look at, not Tri Brigades, I was considered Tri Brigades for this particular build, but no, we're playing some good old-fashioned XX-Sabers, one of the most interestingly powerful archetypes, but also the least supported archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because we got ourselves our XX-Sabers, we're all about spamming monsters on the board, synchro summoning out the wazoo, just a sprinkling of hand destruction, and we're combining that with the vernusylph line, which are all supporting of Earth monsters. So we got ourselves our deck, we're going to be showing it off, show off the wombos and the combos, the what-dos and the what-not-dos, and we'll have ourselves a good old time here on Master Duel today. I decided, because that's been so long since we had a different deck on Master Duel, might as well do it on here. I had to spend all my honest to get all these rescue cats, but it was worth it, I'm sure. So, we got ourselves our deck here today. We're going to be showing off ourselves some duels on good old Master Duel, and we'll show off everything that this baby can do. So, of course, you want the whole deck profile. It's going to be at the end as always, but for now, let's go right into the action and show off what this baby can do. Alrighty, it's time for our first opponent. Another day and another card game. We can go first or second with this deck. There's options for both. We have really good starting ups for going first, and really good ones for going second. It all just depends on that role, you know. Sometimes you go first, sometimes you go second. You gotta plan it for both. Our opening hand actually looks fairly sturdy for the most part. I got myself a tuna monster, which is always good. I've got a rescue cat, part of my main combos here. I've got Un for Un to get Ragagura. Oh, looking pretty good. Looking pretty dang good right now. So, it looks like my opponent's got a whole bunch of set cards. I will mention I am back in bronze. Unintentional. Normally, Alter Memphis is keeping up with the ladders on this year. But he's been missing for a week. I should probably be worried at this point, but it doesn't matter. Let's see what we've got here. So, let's see. Got Vernusylph of the Awakening. Not too shabby. Got my Rescue Cat. Let's go ahead and use Vernusylph Awakening, because this is combined with Vernusylph. So, we're going to discard Helm Knight himself. We're going to send another monster to the graveyard, and then we're going to revive one of our monsters thanks to our Vernusylphs. Nice little thing with the Vernusylphs. They just work with any, Earth monsters. And we are up against Dragonmaids. Interesting. I don't think that's going to matter too much. So I think we're good in the hood there. So what we're going to do... let's see. Unfortunately, I cannot send Fault Troll. That would have been great if I could send Fault Troll to the graveyard with this. But it's neither here nor there. We're going to go ahead for now and send a copy of Boggart Knight so I can recover him later. We're going to go ahead and use the effect and bring back Helm Knight so we have ourselves a tuner to start. Now this is a synchro deck. We need as many tuners as possible. We're going to activate our Un for Un, which will not get me a tuner just yet, but it will let me do some snarky things. We're going to get X-Saber, Ragagura, I'm sorry, double X-Saber. There's two different X-Sabers. There's regular X-Saber and double X-Saber. What's the difference? I haven't the faintest clue, but we're going to go ahead and get double X-Saber Ragagura. He recovers our Boggart Knight. And we're going to summon out our Rescue Cat. Rescue Cat, very important to this deck. I can just send that to the grave. And we're going to get a tuner and a non-tuner. Now, we go in first or second. It's very nice. And we're going to go ahead for... let's see. I could transmodify to get other things, but I think we're good. Oh man, I have so many options here. So many options, so many things. So I can get Hunley and blow up his back row, or I can go for mother flippin' Naturia Beast, which is even more beastly. That's what we're going to go for here. We'll summon out Naturia Beastie Boy, one of the most fearsome and mighty of all synchro monsters. Also, one of the most adorable ones. And we'll summon him out to the field. And in the end phase, we're going to get more stuff. For now, though, let's see. I could go for more synchros. I could go for Bergy if I wanted to. Let's see. Sadly, Boggart Knight, as good as he is in X-Sabers, he only works when he's normal summoned. So let's just attack for now. Keep things nice and simple. I don't need to overcomplicate things. We'll attack with everybody, and we should be all good. I mean, a full Helm Knight can gain an attack on himself once per turn. And let's see, I've got Natural Beast to getting my opponent's spells. That's pretty neat. We'll end our turn, and Dark Soul in the graveyard, much like the Dark Soul, will get me any X-Saber I'd like. We're going to get Fall Troll, the true boss monster of X-Sabers, because he's part of that old club of non-hard once per turns. I can revive monsters from my grave. They have to be level 4 or lower, but it's still pretty darn good. Still pretty dang good, Fall Troll is. So, this is where things will be tricky for my opponent. Dragonmaids can fuse without their spell. That is something they are able to do. But they still use a lot of spells. So we'll see how that's gonna go. Yugioh. I don't know, I got these old prop swords, I'm just like, I gotta do something snarky to this. Discard this card, try to face up monster, place gonna activate that monster's effects on the field. Tricky. Tricky indeed, Lorpar. Now he's gonna be able to use his spells. That's unfortunate. Okay, so let's see, what is this going to do? This only works on cards you control, okay. This is gonna send another dragon to the graveyard, being Tinsk. How do you pronounce this thing's name? Tinkik. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce someone's name, but regardless, he's just setting up the graveyard. And I would assume my opponent has to have something else, right? They gotta have something. They gotta have something, come on. You're not gonna negate Natural Beast and tell me you have nothing. Okay, so this is probably Mirror Force. So, preparing for Mirror Force, we need to do things a certain way. Gotta be prepared for that. So, here's the plan. We're gonna start with our double X-Saber Foul Troll. Our big old boss monster. I'm gonna use his effect. Revive a monster from our grave, being the Dark Soul. Just want to, the most that you can get this thing out on the board. You want to keep looping him. You want to keep sending him to the grave every turn. And unfortunately, my opponent surrenders, so hard to call that a win. I mean, technically speaking, we showed up everything the deck wants to do. At least in situation there, we got our monsters on the board. We synchro summoned. We got a vernusylph going. So I'm not satisfied with that though. We're gonna keep going, of course. We've got several more duels to do. We'll do 2, maybe 3, depending on how things go, but that is what our deck ultimately wants to do, is just get the X-Sabers on the board, start hitting my opponent, and Natural Beast helps. Just imagine Goat Tom's riding Natural Beast. That's essentially what you should be thinking with this deck. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go, Tolkien. Yeah, and this is a very nice opening hand, I have to say. Nothing too over the top, although it does have some nice things to it. So we're going to go ahead and start off by discarding our Assault Beast, bait out Ash Blossoms and the like. Okay, no Ash Blossom detecting. That's good. We're going to summon our boy, Boggart Knight. Boggart Knight with normal summon just brings out an X-Saber from the hand like our Full Helm Knight. A Thuner and a non-Thuner, and hey, Fault Troll's here too. Looking pretty snazzy. Now, regrettably, I won't be able to do everything I want to do here, but it's going to be at least a start. I mean, I could go for Ravenous Crooked Dragon, have some interruption, or I could just straight up go for Gotems. One or the other. So, you know what? Actually, hold on. No, we're not going that way. Actually, probably just, yeah, we're just going to go this way. I was thinking, yeah, I could go Soza and Gotems, but because we're going first, and I plan to tribute off my other X-Saber for Gotem's effect, I don't really need to do that. But we're going to use Gotem's effect, tributing off an X-Saber, and that will force my opponent to discard a card, being his Ritual Beast Tamer. Ooh, spooky. Spooky indeed. Alright, we'll see where that's going to go. So this is Ritual Beast, which could be difficult, because Ritual Beasts are a doozy of a deck. See how that's going to go. Let's see, target Ritual Beast in the graveyard, summoning it to the field. Okay. Not the most important Ritual Beast Tamer, but certainly not a bad hit. Not a bad hit. It's kind of a weird thing with X-Sabers that they have this kind of sort of a focus on hand destruction, which is kind of weird. It's a little underwhelming, to be honest, but, Gotems can certainly do some damage. You get enough X-Sabers on the board. If I get Gotem's second call, just revive monsters, tribute them off, it's pretty dang good. And now let's see, we got yourself Canahawk on the board. You got your A-Telly. might be full combo right there. That is quite possible indeed. Let's see, banish from the graveyard. Yeah, just banish a monster, then revive the monster that was banished. Go raw ahead. So I assume this is where he's going to get the newer, what was her name? The really good one. There it is, Spiritual Beast Tamer here. Alright. And then this card is on the field. You discard this card, normal summon Ritual Beast would be destroyed. This card is banished, special summon a dude. Okie dokie. And you're going to go ahead and banish a monster, being Elder. Okay. It's been so long since I've seen Ritual Beast. I don't remember their full combo line. I admit it. I don't remember the whole thing. Let's see, one Tamer, another Tamer, and a Cannahawk. Okay. You can certainly make a fusion of something, because these are all like contact fusers. They're like Gladiator Beasts. But I don't know. I don't know. The fact that they're taking a while to do their combo kind of makes me think that they either don't have full combo or they don't know their whole combo. Could go either way, honestly. Let's see. Summon a Ritual Beast from the deck except for itself. I assume you'll go for, which is the one that lets him revive a banished monster. Not Apelio, no, it's somebody else. You banish a Ritual Beast. All Ritual Beasts gain 500 attack and defense. Okay. Well, you'd certainly able to beat over Gotems doing that, and that would not be great for me. That would not be great. Let's see how that's gonna go. Thankfully, I do still have Gotem's Emergency Call, so I can revive 2 XX-Sabers in my graveyard. Now let me get back Foul Troll, and it'll let me bring back Full Helm Knight, so I'll at least survive this turn, provided that this is all that they can do. This card attacks, unaffected by card effects, doesn't really matter during the other player's turn. Return this card to the action deck, target 2 banished dudes, and so on. Okay. Okay. Then you're gonna go for the other big one. This is Ulta Noach. What does this do again? Not target monsters. Okay. Not a problem. It's like they got a couple of nice big beat sticks. Not gonna lie. Nice couple big beat sticks. Always good for beat sticking. But in order to get rid of Gotems right now, he has to ram Ulti Apelio into Gotems. And that'll cost him a big old monster. I mean, I'll lose my big monster, but I got things I can work with this. Alright, so let's go ahead and activate Gotem's Emergency Call. Our very goated trap card. Oh wait, I can't revive Fall Troll, that's right. Fall Troll is both the best and the worst of us. Can he only be summoned from the hand. Kind of annoying at times, but it's what we have to live with. Let's bring out a couple monsters. At least Full Helm Knight will live. Hopefully my opponent will attack Full Helm Knight. We'll see how Silly Billy! You attack Full Helm Knight. I can negate your attack. It's only the one time, but it's still something. Alright, so... yeah, he can tribute this off for more monsters if he wanted to. Okay. What? Oh, he's unaffected. He's unaffected by the power boost when he does that. Oh my goodness. Alright! Well, we're alive. That's pretty good. I will take being alive as a good sign. Alright, let's see what we can do with this scenario here. I think can we go into Soza or Samurai? Okay, we can't go into Soza because I need XX-Sabers. But I can make Samurai Destroyer. That could do something. Could do something with that. Yeah, this is gonna go. Oh. Target Ritual Beast, blah 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 blah. Okay, summoning some monsters. Okay. Summoning back some of your Tamers. Those you all want to do. Who are you getting with that? Apelio and Laura. Okay. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. As you do. Alright. Let's go for our boy, Samurai Destroyer. Oh, Samurai. Not a terrible monster. He can beat over some stuff. And now that he's got all these extra monsters, he's not going to be able to... He's not going to be able to tag them out too easy. But let's see, you're going to make your monsters bigger? Yep. Alright, so remind me how this is. You put make card effective in the damage step, and then this is the one that... okay, it attacks. Okay, so what we're going to have to do here See where this is gonna go. It's gonna be an interesting one. So let's attack into Ultinoch. Bait that out. See where that's gonna go. We're gonna banish Ritual Beast, summon it. You cannot attack directly. Correct. I mean, I might as well attack. There's no reason not to attack Ultinoch. Not really a reason not to attack it. Basically, my plan is going to be attacking Ultinoch, and that actually worked. Okay, that actually worked. And then I feel we should get rid of Ultipaleo, because he's the guy making his monsters bigger. I'd rather his monsters not get any bigger. Alright, so with all that said, not too shabby right now. I will keep Assault Mode activated in my hand, though, in the off chance I get into my Assault Sentinel or my Cyboy. Either one will work. Either one would work. If you're curious about the Assault Mode package in this deck, it's really just a one-turn or one-move combo to get Gotems on the board, or any of my other big Synchro monsters. Oh boy, did you top deck Inheritance? 200 attack for every different type of monster beast you control. Ouch. Well, Gotems is still stronger, but not by much. Your monsters special summon to your field at the same time. Target a monster on the field, change the battle position. Okay. Alright. Why? I think my opponent just made a critical boo-boo. Like, legit. They could... Okay, that was a legitimate... Okay. We're gonna count those first two duels as one big win. I think that's more or less fair. You put a shame to the name Regice. Regice is the cool one, damn it. Literally and figuratively. Alright, let's keep going. So far, masterduel is such a crapshoot, because sometimes you get really good opponents, sometimes you don't. But let's go ahead for a third duel, and let's keep on a rolling. I really want to see this deck show off really what it's got holding to it. It's got a lot of power to it. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Unfortunately, though, we're not going to go first again. That's a one tricky thing. Like I said, you can go first or second with this deck. It has options for both. But because of Rescue Cat, and because of how Dark Soul works, you really do like to go first. It's, you know, you can do it one way, but you prefer to do it the other way. Although, this is actually not a terrible matchup for going second, because I am running Hyun Lee. You always want to run one copy XX-Saber Hyun Lee, specifically for going up against the Dirk Magician. You don't want to have to deal with the Dirk Magician without some spell trap removal, and we got some spell trap removal, folks. Alright, let's see what we got on the docket here. Got good old Ecthaber El Bellum, very nice indeed, always love the theme. And let's see here, we're going to activate our vernusylph of the Flowering Buds, discarding itself and our Rescue Cat. Hopefully we don't get hit with Ash Blossom or something, because that would stink. But I can still do at least something with that, maybe. We'll see how it goes. All depends on what the Dark Magician guy wants to do. Because we know he has Eternal Soul, we know he can play whenever he wants to, search out Dark Magicians, all that good stuff. But thankfully he does not have the Circle, and that's pretty much going to be our saving grace here. So he can't just interrupt and banish my stuff right now. Kirito would not appreciate that. Or like, if I had to, but yeah, let's see what's going to happen here. He's thinking really hard. And I think what he's thinking about is, okay, he's going to go ahead and use Eternal Soul now, that's fine. Fine. Completely irrelevant. Yeah, because he's just going to add his Dark Magic attack, 1,000 Knives. Okay. So he does not have... Oh, Threatening Roar. I mean, that's annoying more than anything else. Personally, I prefer Waboku. But that's just me. Then again, I guess Threatening Roar is technically better than Waboku in a sense. Because with Waboku, your opponent can still attack your monsters and potentially destroy them with various means. But let's go ahead and get our bear. I already have my trap card, so this works just fine. But we're going to bring out the Rescue Cat, the most wicked, savage beast in the jungle. And by getting rid of it, I can summon out my good old X-Saber. And we're going to go for Air Bellum. Normally, I'd go for Rescue Cat going into Naturia Beast, but I also want to show off this bit. Because we're going to summon out this double X-Saber Hyun Lee. You can destroy up to 3 spell traps when she gets summoned out. I mean, it's only when she's synchro summoned, but still. That's pretty dang good. So we'll pop, pop, pop. Watch the wizard drop. Let's see you survive without all your nonsense. Also, was that mother flipping? Is that a defensive draw? Okay. What was your monster? Magician's robe. Cute. Very cute. Alright, so let's go ahead and set one card. Let's see, we have one Dark Soul in the grave. But what's better than one Dark Soul is two Dark Souls. We're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and bring back the Dark Soul that we just sent to the graveyard. And then, oh boy. So many good things we can do. Alright, so we're going to discard Air Bellum. We're going to go ahead and get our vernusylph flower again. I'm going to bring back our tuner. Actually, it doesn't really matter. Because what I'm going to do... Yeah, this works. This works just fine. I'll say 3, 6. I'm locked into only Earth effects this turn. So... let me think about this. I kind of want to leave Dark Soul on the board. I want to leave Air Bellum on the board. I want to leave at least one of these on the board so I can use my vernusylph card. That's the crux of this. So... okay. We'll summon out Boggart Knight. We're gonna go ahead and I'll keep Air Bellum. Yeah, I'll keep Air Bellum. That way I can do other stuff. So let's go ahead. It's tricky sometimes. It's tricky sometimes. I do have Fairjeet, but she can't summon anything in my hand at the moment. So let's just go for Asa and keep things simple. I can't attack anyway, so I don't need to overcomplicate my turn. But I'm just going to go ahead and do this. We'll end our turn. And our double X-Saber Dark Souls will both search as monsters. We'll get ourselves a Fault Troll, so I can Fault Troll things. And we'll Dark Soul again. And we'll get Ragagura. Ragagura, very nice part of this combo, because when it gets summoned, I can take back an X-Saber in my grave, get it to my hand, drop my sword. Oh no, I'm defenseless. Okay, but yeah, you get Ragagura, you get back one of your Dark Souls, your Dark Sabers, whatever you need to do, your X-Sabers, I'm getting the names mixed up, but ultimately it helps just get Fault Troll back on the board, because you just need to have 2 X-Sabers, and you're good. Alright, so, with all that said and done, let's see, I could really use that, let's see, I need the vernusylph. I should have gotten Green Boy, I could have done even better with that one. Could have done a little bit more with that, but that Monster Born top deck is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, so what we're going to do is this. Special Summon Foul Troll. Activating his special effect to revive the Dark Soul, because you just always want to revive the Dark Soul. It's a thing. Alright, and my opponent surrenders like the big baby that Dark Magician players are. It's true, without Dragoon, they're like nothing. They're nothing. Alright, so there, again, getting to see a little bit of what the X-Saber's all about, and the minute their insane amount of combo potential starts up, my opponents just surrender. I granted the first guy kind of break, but the second guy, where's your excuse? Alright, it's in the graveyard, where I put it. Alright, enough talking smack, let's go ahead for duel number 3. Keep up what we're keeping up. Let's get out some more X-Sabers onto the board. We still have a whole bunch of... well, we should have a good chunk of what this deck wants to do. But we need to go some more into the vernusylph line. And there's a couple synchros I'd like to go into. So let's keep going. Alright, everybody. The third opponent. The fighting third. Let's go in all through for it. Unfortunately, we're still not getting to go first. Because my luck for coin flips has been absolutely dismal today. But that's okay. Let's see where this one's going to go. 10 cards in the extra deck. Interesting choices. We'll see. I mean, I have my rescue cat. I got a call by to stop Ash Blossoms. I'm happy with that. I am pretty happy with that. Although, with all these Fault Trolls, I definitely think we're going to have to abstain from Naturia Beast this time around. Because while I could do that, it just wouldn't feel right. When you start with 2 Fault Trolls and a rescue cat, you can't just go for Naturia Beast. Maybe if I had something else, I get another X-Saber on the board, I'd consider it. But in this case, we have to go Rescue Cat into double Fault Troll. There is no other options here. Alrighty, we're up against Cyber Dragons. Oh boy, Cyber Dragons are a beefy bunch. I mean, it's good that they're going... actually, they chose to go first, so that's kind of odd. So that would imply to me that their plan is to going into... well, definitely Seeger. And then attempting to go into Cyber Dragon Infinity, which would not be great for me. That would not be great for me at all, because Infinity is an instant negation, and I don't appreciate that too much. Alright, so got your Cyber Dragon Core, your Cyber Dragon OG, and your good old Nasher. Nasher the Basher. Alright. Gotta get yourself another Cyber spell trap. So that'll tell us kind of Cyber Dragon deck this is. Usually that's like combination with Cyber Darks and all that good stuff. Let's see. Get another summon of a Cyber Dark, get Chimera. Okay. Okay. So far, nothing too crazy. I mean, if he makes Infinity, that's definitely not going to be easy for us to out. I don't have any, like, Regekis or anything like that to bait that out. Not my cup of tea. Let's see. Discarding a spell trap, adding Power Bond. This card's sent to the graveyard. Send a Cyber Dark. Okay. A lot of interesting things here, but nothing I need to be concerned of just yet. Like, he might add Power Bond, and he might fusion summoning into, what's-his-face? What was his name? Rampage Dragon? Yeah, he might make Rampage Dragon, hard to say. Just to set up the graveyard. What is it? Oh, Sales Ban. I've heard of this card. Yeah, it basically lets you shut down your opponent, but you can't use that card you declare for the rest of the duel. Nasty little number if you're really worried about Ash Blossoms and, like, or Maxi. Or any number of, actually, I don't, let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have chained Maxi to that, so let's see, neither here nor there. Okay. Meritech Fortress Dragon. Alright. And that's nice and big, and that will be at least somewhat tricky to deal with, but pretty sure I can just use Ravenous Croaker Dragon and pop the darn thing, so I'm all fine with that. I was worried about way worse than that. Okay. Now it's our turn. Let's see where it goes. Rescue Cat, come forth. Aid your brother XX-Sabers. I really, if XX-Sabers ever did get more support, I would love it if their next support line was an X-Saber version of Rescue Cat. One, it would be adorable, and two, it would be very fitting. But we're going to special summon Double Foul Troll. Alrighty, and now we're going to go ahead into our, let's see, what do I want to go for first? I want to go for like the sixes. Do I need to worry about this card? It does let him give... I mean, I might as well blow it up. I don't trust my opponent's spell here. It could be bad, so I'm not going to trust it. So let's go for Hyun Lee. Good old Hyun Lee with her mighty thwart will destroy the back row. Very good. Now we use Fault Troll number 1. We're going to bring back our boy Airbellum into executive mode. And we're going to go ahead and summon into... Actually, I could go for... Let's see, I could go for Vermilion Dragonmaid instead. I'm just thinking of, like... Hold on, let me double check my Vermilion Dragonmaid. Okay, we're good. I'm just making sure there wasn't a restriction I was forgetting about. Okay. So we're going to go into our boy Vermilion Dragonmaid. But before we keep going, we are going to use Foul Troll number 3, or number 2. Number 2, number 3, whatever. Go for Synchro Summon number 3. And we're going to bring back our boy Airbellum again. I really wish I could have a chance to, like, attack directly with my boy here. Because it's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking how to completely Schmeckledorf this guy. Because when we go for Gotems, even if we... Yeah, I mean, this is going to be an OTK no matter what my opponent does. Because I can just banish full Helm Knight, pop his Fortress Dragon, and even if by some means he was able to survive this turn, which, unless my math is wrong, we win right here. You know, ironically, we're OTKing the OTK machines. How many life points you got left? Exactly enough we need. Alrighty, OTK out the wazoo, people. Alright. I think that will be good for today. I know it's going to be a short video, and I know nothing was super crazy, but this is just to show up. This is what X-Sabers are capable of. Yeah, against the meta, maybe not so great, but in this stand-in here, we did pretty good. So let's go ahead for the end screen. We'll talk more about X-Sabers. Alrighty, everybody, so our double X-Saber... Alrighty, Kiritos. Our X-Saber Saber-Slash deck today did pretty darn well for itself. Admittedly, my opponents are a bit... It's a problem with Master Duel sometimes. Sometimes you get all the crazy meta people. Sometimes you get the casuals. Sometimes you get people just... They're all over the place. But regardless, we were able to show off our deck fairly well. We got to do most of the combos that were in this deck. We were able to Synchro Summon out the wazoo. Go a little bit of, Block A, Block B, X-Sabers, vernusylphs, and that Shuri of Beastie Boys. all the good stuff. So, very nice showing, and yeah, I would still like X-Sabers to get some support of their own. I mean, Konami, they back and forth between old archetypes get support to make whole new archetypes around old cards. I'm looking at you, MST. But I would like it if X-Sabers could be put on the list of just getting a couple new support cards. Mostly in the spell trap department, I would say. I mean, the monsters are, for the most part, you can live with most of the X-Sabers. Maybe a new boss to go for them. Something like that. Just no Omni Negates, please. No Omni Negates. Don't need to put that in everything. So, that was our deck today, everybody. I hope you very much enjoyed it. Hit up all the good buttons down below to let me know you like this show. And let's go into our deck profile real quick. We'll try to go this a little bit quicker here. So, of course, we've got our one Ragagura. Very nice card. Recovers my X-Sabers when it gets summoned. We got our Psy Reflector as part of our one-card combo that lets me drop level 9 Synchros on the board. We got our Valera which is good for our Rescue Cat, getting out our Natural Beast turn 1. A couple copies of Airbellum. It's a Beast-type tuner monster. We can revive using Air's Rock Sunrise. And if he does battle damage, you can discard cards from your opponent's hand if they have a bunch of cards in their hand. So, pretty dang good card in and of itself. Of course, one copy Full Helm Knight, another tuner monster. He's not a warrior, but he can negate an attack on himself, so that could be coming in handy. 3 copies of the Dark Soul. I really gotta play Dark Souls 1 one of these days. But end phase, this card is sent from the field to the graveyard. Add an X-Saber from deck to hand. It's not a once per turn. I'm pretty sure it's a once per copy though, so don't think you can just loop it 20 times and get 20 cards. But it's still a good card to have, and you just want to run it 3 because it's one of your primary searchers. We have our vernusylph engine with vernusylph Thawing, which is just draw and reviving Earth monster. We have vernusylph Sealing, which can search out other vernusylphs, as well as weaken opponents' monsters if they're not vernusylphs, and ours too, so that's why we only played it at the 1. But it's another card just to help get Earth monsters on the board. 3 copies Rescue Cat, amazing card. Bring out 2 level 3 or lower beast monsters from the deck. Unfortunately, not all X-Sabers are beasts, but the important ones like Airbellum and Dark Soul are beast monsters, so you run this thing at 3. We have 1 copy of Assault Beast for our Assault Mode combo. 3 copies of Boggart Knight, because when you summon this thing, you can bring out an X-Saber from the hand. For Synchros, for Links, whatever you need to do. Yeah, of course, we have our Assault Sentinel. Same thing, Assault Mode combo. 3 copies of Vernusylph Flourishing Hills is our generic searcher of all Vernusylph cards. And it can also protect Vernusylphs from being destroyed by card effects. I was originally going to run Corolla in this deck, but because this deck is so much more focused on offensive action, not a lot of time to just sit on stuff. So I decided not to go the Corolla route, but you could totally tech in 1 Corolla if you wanted to. And then lastly, for Vernusylphs, we have Awakening, which is just good for just, foolish burying our rescue cats to revive them or what have you. And again, revive a monster. Of course, we have our boy Follow Troll, our true boss monster at 3. Little bricky sometimes, won't deny it, but as long as you get this guy on the board, he's a non-once per turn monster born of our low-level X-Saber monsters, and a nice big level for going for our Synchros. We have, of course, Monster Born, because why wouldn't you run Monster Born just to revive anybody you need? Got 1 for 1 for Ragagura. Got 3 copies of Transmodify, which can tag out Dark Soul for a Rescue Cat. It's very nice. We have our 2 copies of Air's Rock Sunrise as more Monster Reborns in this deck. 2 copies of Gotem's Secondary Call. A very powerful spell if you have an X-Saber Synchro. It revives 2 X-Sabers from the graveyard. They get destroyed in the end phase and all that good stuff, but you make good use of them while they're on the board for Links, Synchros, or Gotem's Effect. 3 copies Tenki, getting out your Boggart Knight and boosting the power of your Beast Warrior monsters, which isn't a lot of them, but it does make Gotems even bigger. We have ourselves 2 copies of Called By, because it's Masterduel, and Maxi, and Fulros, and Ash Blossom, and Effect Veiler are rampant here. 1 copy of Assault Moon activate for the combo. 1 of the original Gotem's Emergency Call. Nice little trap, can just revive 2 X-Sabers from any player's grave, in case you're in one of those rare mirror matchups, but it's a nice little card as a 1-up, just revive your monsters on your opponent's turn. Really works well with our Vernusylph and the Flower Buds, because it allows me to bounce back my cards in order to bounce my opponent's cards, equal to the number of monsters on the field that were revived from the graveyard. Very nice thing to just interrupt my opponent. And I like to play it at 2 just to make it a little more, in case a grind happens, in case there's some grind. So as for the extra deck, we have things like Naturia Beastie Boy, easy monster to make in the deck. It can milk cards in order to stop your opponent's spells, and that's all you really need to say about the darn thing. 1 copy of Hyun Lee for spell trap removal when it gets Synchro summoned, very nice. 1 Stardust Charge Warrior to draw myself extra cards, and attack multiple special summon monsters my opponent controls. We have our 1 copy of X-Saber Thotha. Nice little dude who can destroy any monster by tributing a monster of yours before he attacks. And prevents him being destroyed by trap effects. So not the greatest card in the world, but he's an X-Saber. Therefore, we have to have at least one of them. I'm sorry, Airbellum, you can't be in the deck. Airbellum is terrible. But yeah, we got ourselves our Samurai Destroyer. Nice monster, just ram over stuff. You know, my opponent can't do nothing when he attacks, and if he gets destroyed, I can just revive him from the graveyard. It's pretty cool. One of the double X-Saber Gotems. You could consider playing 2 of this card, but I don't have the bits for it. But just a nice little monster that you can make fairly easily. It's just a tuner and 1 or more Earth monsters. And it tributes X-Sabers, including himself, to discard your opponent's cards. You know, you pull up enough X-Sabers turn 1, you can wipe out your opponent's whole hand. It's pretty nasty. 1 Vermilion Dragon Mech is another nice level 9 synchro with generic materials that can banish tuners to destroy cards on the field. And it can recover those banished tuners if it gets destroyed itself. We have a Ravenous Croaker Dragon for draws and pops. We got ourselves our Baron de Fleur, which we don't make all that often, but it's still something we can make, and Baron de Fleur needs no introduction. We also have Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Sheng Ying. Very nice card to combine with Vermilion Mech, which just is a nice big monster. Big monster that makes my monsters bigger, and my opponent's monsters less big. We have, of course, MX-Saber Invoker, which, funnily enough, isn't quite as good in X-Sabers as what, you know, as one would expect. My voice broke there for a second. But yeah, MX-Saber Invoker, you know, overlay 2 level 3s, detach material, bring out Boggart Knight. That's pretty much what it's in here for. Mostly running him because he deserves to be in the archetype he was meant to be in. Not just my adult taste, okay? So we have ourselves our 1 MX-Saber Invoker. We have Masquerader for when we're going for our big links. We have Asa the Earth Charmer because we're like all Earths. We got Tri-Brigade Furjeet because we have lots of Beast Warriors in this deck. And it's nice to be able to summon out more from the hand, draw more cards, all the good stuff. And as our final link boss, we have Appaloosa, the Bow of the Goddess. Especially if we're going first, we need to link off a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of Dark Souls, what have you. Nice monster to just put on the board. So that was our deck, everybody. I hope you very much enjoyed it. Might take a look at a different version of X-Sabers in the future. I kind of want to see what they do with the Tri-Brigade line, because I hear that that one works pretty good as well. So I might try that one as well. But I do have a couple decks, again, from our Discord. I got to make those up and do those for next week. But after that, I still have my big old list hiding on my desk somewhere. Yeah, we got like Goki deck. I might do the Tri-Mid deck next, and I just have that one ready. So, but I do want to do the Goki, so I heard they have new support as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. And y'all have a good day. Have a very Kirito day, my fellow Kiritos.